If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
So now it's the Supreme Court thing. So listen, Frankie, between you and I, now that we, talk to Dr. Crowley, loves Monica. She's there. She's wonderful.
Yep.
Love Mike Gallagher, and everybody likes Kavanaugh. I don't know what bothers me. Is it Ken Starr? Is it the Bush situation? He's in the Bush W. White House, and I never like to say this on the air because I don't like to say anything too negative about a president, whether it's Barack Obama or whether it's W. But, I mean, the last 16 years in the White House were challenged.
Well, that's what's so frustrating about this pick is that, at least speaking for myself, I voted for Donald Trump because I wanted a radically different way of doing things.
Maybe
in
that's
Washington.
what's bothering me. Yeah.
I wanted Washington, D.C., as we know it, blown up, right? I wanted a whole different set of characters, a whole different leadership structure. And his judicial picks to date could have easily been made by Jeb Bush or Ted Cruz or George W. Bush or any Republican president, right? So there's not really anything. I want the populist revolution that I voted for. Instead, we're getting yet another Yale-educated, both college and law school, Bush retread. Now, if he's confirmed, every single member of the Supreme Court will have gone to either Harvard or Yale or both.
Everyone?
Every single one is currently sitting on the court. Now, he had an opportunity to choose three others in the Final Four who didn't go to any of those schools, but he chose to go with the Yale guy again. So I think he's going to have somewhat of a difficult time getting confirmed, not only because of his ties to the Bush administration, which are going to hurt him with Rand Paul, not only to some of the things that he's written in some opinions, which are going to hurt him with some on the right.
I think the affiliation, the Ken Starr affiliation will hurt as well.
Yeah, well, I tend to agree. However, he's written some things after that about how sitting presidents shouldn't be investigated. So, I don't know how much that is going to hurt him, at least among Republicans. Yeah. But the frustrating thing is now, Joe, and we talked about this during the Gorsuch confirmation hearings, now we're going to go into this show trial, this dog and pony show of confirmation hearings where you just have Republicans grandstanding, Democrats grandstanding, and a guy who has opinions about everything, in this case Judge Kavanaugh, pretending he has opinions about nothing. Now, I don't care if we're putting you on the Supreme Court and you think Roe versus Wade was rightly decided or wrongly decided. I have a big problem when you're going up there in your confirmation hearing and you're pretending you don't have an opinion about it. Now, as Arthur Idella told us when we spoke during the Gorsuch hearings, this all changed when President Reagan nominated Robert Bork. Robert Bork gave very candid answers, and they killed him over being candid. So since then, no judicial nominee, certainly no Supreme Court nominee, actually tells you their opinion. Now, obviously, they can't say how they're going to rule on cases that come before the court in the past. But, Joe, every first-year law student has an opinion about Roe versus Wade or the Heller case or Citizens United. You're going to tell me that this guy, one of the most accomplished judges in the whole country, can't say whether he thinks Roe versus Wade was rightly decided? I think that he owes it to us, the public.
Maybe he will.
And the Senate to give us his opinions on previously decided cases.
So, Judge Kavanaugh, thank you, Frankie. I always appreciate your brilliant take. Kavanaugh worked for the White House for 5 years, first as a counsel to President George W. Bush, then as a staff secretary to the president. He was nominated to the D.C. court in 2003, but his nomination was stalled over 3 years. Working that close to W, just that, maybe that's what's unsettling to me as well. And I may be wrong, and please give us a call. Let us know what you're thinking, 877-970-2999. We wish him all the best, and we just want what's best for the country.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.